Hope is something I've been trying to understand lately, especially where I stand on the subject. Hoping in something is scary. But Proverbs 13:12 says, "When hope is crushed, the heart is crushed, but a wish come true fills you with joy." First, there's the obvious one for those who hope in something but end up being disappointed. They're crushed, but the instant it's achieved, they're filled with complete joy. Then the second, for those who choose not to place their hope in anything at all. Their hope has been crushed so many times that they feel hopeless. But a lack of hope is like breathing but not living. Their heart is crushed from their hopelessness and the constant reminder of the lack of the thing they're scared of hoping for. I've been there, thinking about the what if it didn't happen rather than the what if it happened. A delayed fulfillment in your hope for something will make you feel let down. But once it comes to fruition, it's the most beautiful and surreal feeling of, finally, here it is. I'll let you in on a little secret. A lot of writers hope that one day their novels would be published and adapted into movies or a TV show. And I've always been scared of voicing that dream of mine, but as a writer, it's a huge dream of mine. However, over the last 9 years of being on Wattpad, I've applied to the Waddies Award over 5 times and haven't even come close to being a runner-up. Unfortunately, I felt my hope dwindling. So much so that I didn't even bother applying for it this year. And it took me a while to realize that my hope in that dream had slowly disappeared, which I don't like. I've had to sit with myself and understand where the problem lies, and I figured it out. I often say, I've surrendered the dream to God, but I've actually just given up on it. A part of me is scared of hoping in it and being disappointed again and again like I was. But there's another part of me that's scared of placing my hope in a dream that God hasn't promised me. So you can see my dilemma. Do I hope in something that I'm not sure God has promised me, or do I give up and never even have the chance to find out if it's something that I've been promised? I've come to the conclusion that if I've completely surrendered it to God, like I said, I'd never be disappointed if I keep on hoping. Because God doesn't disappoint. Yes, I might get to the end of the line only to find out that it was not God's plan for me, but His plan for me would be so much better, that the unfulfilled dream would seem like child's play. And what if this was God's plan for me all along, and the only thing keeping me from it was hoping and trusting in Him? Because when God makes things happen, He goes all out. So it's probably time to sit with yourself and ask, is this something I want to hope in? Am I willing to trust that God's got me? Am I willing to wait for however long it's going to take me to get there? Because we have to remember that God's timing might look different from ours. What you're hoping to achieve in 5 years might be something God has scheduled for you in 10 or even 2. I've realized there are so many ways the enemy would try to discourage us from hoping so that we wouldn't step into God's calling on our lives. Fear of disappointment, fear of looking stupid, fear of what others might say, fear of this, fear of that. I've had dreams that God has fulfilled, and I've recounted the ways He worked to fulfill them, and I'm in awe of Him. I've watched how He used a huge disappointment in my life as a way to fulfill my dream. Looking back, I didn't see a way out of it, but He used it. He made it work because He is the way. And now I ask myself, is my dream something I want to put my hope in? But it's important to know that there are dreams that change. And there are dreams that you can't just shake off, because they feel more like your purpose than your dream. Remember, with man things feel impossible, but with God, all things are possible.